Alright, so I'll listen to some music while I do this. Alright, I am going to talk about heat presses. Give me a minute, I gotta get that. I wasn't dried all the way, so I gotta put it back. See, still sitting up there. See, right there, right there. Okay. So it's been sitting there. So today is about heat presses, and I've got my hands on a few of them. Not by choice. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we have this one. This one's from Vevor, whatever you want to call it. Alright. I don't really like this one. And I'm going to show you why I really don't like it. This handle thing kind of blows chunks. You can adjust the pressure back here. I mean, you can always adjust the pressure. And it does go up and down. See, it's kind of moving there. Alright. See, it moves. Alright, so it moves and it adjusts the pressure. And then you kind of pull this down. But what I don't like is this bed underneath. Look, see, when I push the bottom down, see, it moves. The whole thing just... I hope you're seeing that. The whole thing just kind of just moves. So I'm guessing you really can't put a lot of pressure on this thing. You see, the whole thing just kind of just flexes. It's weird how it's designed. I don't know why it's designed like that. There it is under the bottom. All right, it's kind of I think it's. Yeah, that let me show you. That piece right here is plastic, but this is a metal arm, and you see it has like no base because the whole thing I think is supposed to swivel out of the way. Yeah, there's a screw. The screw's back here, and this whole thing is supposed to like swivel. The whole thing like swivels around, and you can put it in whatever position you want to put it in, and it will work for the most part. Second downside to this thing, apart from the build quality, obviously. Look, it works. No doubt, it works. And I really like this knob. This is one thing I truly like about this heat press is this little knob right here. It works very well. I'm not going to show you how to use it because most people really don't have one, and I highly doubt you're going to buy one. After I tell you what's wrong with this thing, you're not going to want one. Hold on. Alright, so what's wrong with this thing? You'll ask. That's a 12 inches? I think it's 12 inches. Give me a second. Let's measure it. So, how big is this thing? So, from the front, again, it's just me alone, to the back, front to the back is only 12 inches, right? See, 12 inches there. And then over here, from front to side, it's wider in the front than it is in the back. So it's 16 inches, okay? But the platen under here is 15 inches. So this thing is 12 inches wide by 12 inches deep by 15 inches wide. Look, I'm not gonna say here and play games like this is a good idea. That's not, because as you can see, it's not that way. It's this way. And your sheets are usually 12 inches wide, so kind of defeats the purpose of having this way, the 12 inch here instead of this way. And you can't really turn this thing long ways. Hold on. So you can't turn this thing any other way than that. As you can see, it's just there. Maybe, I don't know. I have to sit down and play with it some more, but as you can see, there's really you can't turn this board any other way. Sorry, you can't turn this board any other way than just sideways. There's a screw here, but there's no way to turn the actual platen. Is there another way? Is there another way to turn the platen? Let me see. Nope, see, it's kind of stuck like this. Alright, so you can take it off, but you can't really turn it any other way. Yep. See, and if you do turn it the other way, it won't fit because, right, look at the gap right here. See, so you have to use it in this weird freaking angle that it's in. Sorry, you have to use it in this weird angle that it's set in, and you can't use it any other way than 12 by 15, I think it is. Pretty sure it's 15 because the platen goes in a little bit away, so it's 15 inches wide by 12 inches deep. You can't. I mean, you really can get away with it, making something 15 inch. I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. If you really get creative, you can actually use it. Another thing that this comes with, as you can see, it's again attached. It has a bunch of little also adapters. You can actually take this piece off, take this off, and you can turn it into sublimation heat press. So if you do, hold on. So you know what? I said something that's not true. Yes, you might actually want one of these, for the fact that if you do a lot of sublimation or cups and anything to do with the little attachment, because I said you can take this off, this comes off, these two pieces come off, and you can turn it into that. Okay, because it comes with an attachment for this, so you can turn it into a hat press. You can turn it into a cup press, and all kind of other stuff, because again, you change these two pieces and it take this whole thing into a whole different type of heat press. So that's why you'd want one of these. It's interchangeable. But if you're just doing t-shirts, like what I do, is I do most of the t-shirts, I don't do DTF, this thing kind of don't work so great. And when you have one of these, that becomes totally redundant. Alright, so this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is technically not useful. Again, because of how it's measured, so which means I wouldn't be able to truly use a shirt, put it on a shirt on here or sweater or whatever, unless my designs are 12 inches wide and 15 inches deep, or I'd have to make it's just a weird design. I used it once and I really got so pissed off with it I stopped using it. This too is always moving. I mean, you can't get this thing to stay in place to save your life. So that's another reason why I don't like this thing. It's literally just constantly, as you can see, you just bump it and it just moves. So when I put stuff on here, it just constantly just keeps walking all over the place like it technically has a mind of its own. Alright, and no matter which one I use first, and I think this is the one that's supposed to be on top. Like so. See, it just as soon as you put your shirt on, it just starts walking away. It's a really, I don't know if it's poor design. I just don't like it. I really don't like it at all. Alright, so I just never did anything. I mean, I guess the only one thing I probably can do is put this in a sleeve of some kind and then strap them to the table, I guess, so they don't move. But I literally only use it once. As you can see, it's loaded with dust. Now, second thing is this one. I really like this hat press. So if you do hats, I used to do hats and I stopped doing them because I got the embroidery machine, so I start embroidering them instead of pressing them. But every now and then I get a hat I have to press, and this right here works great. Okay, this works great. And I have a video. This was one of my first videos I made on this specific hat press, where I actually went in here and I modified this because the heat piece here don't rest well on the heater, so it don't distribute heat properly. So there's a way to fix this to distribute heat properly, and it really works better once you start getting the heat distributed properly. I really like this thing. It's automatic, so it goes up and come down on its own. You don't have to sit there and watch it, baby it, and that's why I really like this dial. Okay, because of this heat press, I really like this dial. There's really not much to say about that. It's just a hat press. Put a hat on it, and it just, see, put your little hat in here, clamp it, and it works. The only thing I really don't like about this press is this. This thing's not designed properly, like at all. Your hats don't fit in here, like period. I think the only hats might work in here good is maybe those ones that don't have the like your regular unsupported hats. I think unsupported hats might actually work in here great. I use supported hats and they really don't work very good in here. That's a problem with this thing I really don't like. But beyond that, it's a really great press. I like it. It works great. It does what it's supposed to do automatically, an adjustment. Oh, and once you fix the heating thing, it works even better. Second thing is this thing. I wish they made a bigger one. I'm not gonna lie. I wish they made one like this, but like 15 inches. Okay, if a manufacturer watch this video and decide to make one that's 15 inches. Square, a 15-inch square. Like that size. Okay, but like this. Because so much times I've made gigantic prints. As you guys see me, if you watch the channel, you'll see I've made a bunch of prints, gigantic prints, like 20 by 20 prints. And this thing is what I had to use because these things don't even come close to what that thing can push out. Okay, so I use this for my 20 by 20 prints. Okay, so again, like so I mean, I keep pausing the video. So yeah, these are my 20 by 20 prints. This works great. I love it. If you don't have one, you really need to get one. You don't have to get a Cricut. Get anyone, either one. I don't care. Any brand, they should all work roughly the same way. Now these ones are my little hat press. This one's a little hat press. This one is that one, but you know, portable. It comes in handy, really handy when if you have like certain hats that won't fit great on this thing. I'll put it on here and it will fit just fine. And then you can just take this thing and kind of just move it around. So it kind of really comes in handy. So that's one of my press I use for hats. I don't really do hat press. Like I said, I don't really do hat press much anymore. I just embroider most of my hats, so I hardly use this anymore. Even that one, I really don't use this one. And this one are for those little sleeves. So if you have little tiny ones you want to put in your sleeves or your neck or your collar or anything like that, this comes perfectly in. Comes in hand perfectly. Okay, and this one's from HTV Ron. I had a Cricut one and the Cricut one burnt out, so I never bought this one because it did the same thing and it works great. This one, what I don't like about this is it shuts off really quick. So it shuts off in like a minute or two. It really don't take much to turn it off. You be in the middle of using it and it just shuts off. This one kind of starting to do the same thing that this one does. It was working like great before. You should just leave it on for a while and just runs. Now it's kind of starts shut off like with this one. So if you don't really use it, it just shut off in like a minute or two, and it's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. But beyond that, they work great when they're running. They run like a champ. Both of these two little things, I've used them for everything. For prints under 4 inches, this is the perfect thing to use. Prints under 2 inches, this is the perfect thing to use. You really want one or both of these in your little bags of tricks when you're doing DTF. Hell, even sublimation, these things will work just fine. You just bump them up to high, and these will transfer your sublimation right over. I have not had any issues with none of these two. This has lasted way longer than the Cricut one I had. The Cricut one burnt out in half the time I had this one. All right. So the next thing is this one. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this one. A million videos about this already. I am telling you right now, if you have a seizure, you got medical issues, this thing comes in handy so much. I am absolutely happy I purchased this thing. I've seen other brands on the market that I really want to get my hands on. I don't have the money to buy them, obviously. So I'm just sitting down watching everybody else use them, and I learn from them, or I see them on the stores, and I just drool over them. But beyond that, it works. It came in handy so many times. I have not had any issues with it. I've heard people say they have this problem, that problem, whatever problems. I have never had a problem with this thing. It just runs. Oh, I'm lying. I do have a small problem. There's a fan that sits right up under here. Okay, there's a little fan that sits right up under here. And what it does is it's making this weird noise. And I think the bearings in the fan's actually going out. They didn't put a fan in there that's good with heat, so the fan's actually getting worn out in a very short period of time. I'm not sure why they put a shitty fan in there, but they did. But beyond that little fan noise I have, and it goes away eventually, this thing actually works amazingly. This thing, it doesn't move. They really did a good job. This thing don't slide all over the place. One, because it's attached to the to the bed itself, so it don't go anywhere. And that's what I think I was going to take this idea, what they did with this, and make something for this over here, and see if that will actually get the job done. So this don't move around so much. Maybe I'll actually find some use for this stupid thing. All right, but beyond that, this thing is a beast. And what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to attach this video of a professional type, a professional heat press. It's a professional heat press. I ain't got the money for that thing. That's like almost $3,000. Yeah, I ain't got the money for that. But it's really, really cool, and I want to show it to you. So I'm gonna attach it hopefully at the end of this video. And that's kind of why I'm making this heat press video, just to talk about that. I mean, there's way more I can talk about heat press because there's so much to talk about heat press. But you know, any one of these things will help you and do very, very well with DTF. I absolutely, like I said, I really use this more than people think I do. I use this when if I have like multiple things to do, I'll use this one. But when I only have like one knockoff thing to do, I usually gravitate to this one. This is a press I use technically a lot. Heat iron. This is not a press, it's a heat iron. But I've used this thing to press so many shirts, jackets, hoodies. I don't know what I haven't pressed with this stupid thing yet, and it works, and none of my prints fall off. And if you watch my video, my comparison video with the Mimaki and the Epson and the Brother, you'll see that this is the press I use to press all them things on, and you see how long those things are lasting in the wash. So when people say pressure makes a huge difference, no, it doesn't, because I can't control the pressure on this. But yes, it's doing exactly what every one of these things are doing, and it's freehand, so I can use it on any print size that I want, which is what I really, really like about that thing. I can make a huge long print, and I can use that to press the entire thing without after worrying about moving it. That's why I really, 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 really like that. And I like this, really, really, really like this one because of the automatic feature. And the one I'm showing you, I'm gonna attach the video at the end. This kind of does what this does, but way more in depth. It has way more features, way more stuff it can do. And I'd love to get my hands on that one, but I'd like to get my hands on the other brands, just kind of like this one where it does the automatic, because they have that clamshell like this one that does it push it down but it pops it up by itself. Sorry, you put it down but it pops up by itself. I really want to try one of those because again, I have seizures and all kind of other shit going on with me, so I'd love to test those to see how they work in an environment where somebody who can't, you know, really open. Oh, here's another thing. Some of these things, when you pop them down, people fight to get them open. Well, this one just kind of pops open. It's kind of really, really light. I mean, it's really light press. So for those people who like to pop the thing and it can't open it back up, you see them fighting to get it open, I'd like to try one of those automatic ones that just pops open by itself. Or the automatic ones that push down by themselves and open up back, but they're more a clamshell like this versus that. So, you know, I really want to try them out if possible. If possible, because that's the question. If possible. Alright? And I'm going to get done with that and stop talking about heat presses. Alright? Because there's more to talk about with heat presses, but I can't do it in this video. Because it requires me actually pressing something to show you. Alright, peace. I am here with
Jody from Hotronics.
Good, so we're going to talk about heat presses, a topic I haven't got to yet, so we're going to start covering heat presses soon, but she's going to show you some really cool ones at the expo.
Yes, so this is our Hotronics 360 cap press. So it has your top and bottom heat. It's a great heat press for doing patches and emblems on the hats. So what it does is it has the bottom platen heats up.
Oh, the top and bottom heats up?
Yes, the top and
wow.
bottom. So think of a patch. So you have like the PVC patch
right.
or the leather patch, and you want more heat at the bottom and less on top because the adhesive is underneath. And with the old cap presses, whenever you did the top, it would actually give you a heat printing box.
Right, exactly.
So by having the bottom heat, now it is eliminating that. Plus it has the waterfall backing.
Oh.
You see the waterfall?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it fits the hat perfectly.
It shapes the hat. So whenever we go to put a hat on, which I will show you here, basically you want to make sure your sweatband is out. Put it on the press. This is your lock. It's going to lock it in place, so you want it nice and tight.
Oh, look at that thing.
And then basically you put your design, lock it down, it heat presses it, and then there is your hat, and you do not have a heat printing box.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
So you may have that.
Oh, thank you.
And then over here, we'll go to our, any questions on the 360?
No, that's self-explanatory.
Yes. So this is our dual pro place. So this is our 2 heat presses in one.
Right.
So think about doing fronts and backs. No more taking the shirt off because you only have one heat press with
right.
the other one. So with this one, you can do multiple fronts, backs all day. This is our Pro price, which actually projects your image down, your transfer down.
Oh, this is not an image?
That is
Oh,
your
yeah, there it
image.
is. Look at that. That's awesome.
So what you do is basically you get your artwork, you will go to the Hotronics cloud, and you would upload your artwork, whatever you would be printing, whether it's DTF, vinyl, anything. And from here, so you have your image, so this is what we will be printing.
Right.
So once you have it loaded in here by whatever design, like how big the design is, so this is a 9 by 9. You take this image and you send it over to the projection and it projects down. You put your shirt on. So there's our image.
Look at that thing.
You get your transfer, so it eliminates the fingers, the rulers. You line it up here. You bring your heat press over. We're doing DTF, so 300 degrees for...
Oh, this is programmable?
Yes, it's
So you
all-
have like different
Yes,
settings?
so it's all preset in here. These are where your recipes are stored.
Oh,
So
that's
whether you're
awesome.
doing vinyl, whether you're doing DTF, whether you're doing sublimation, you can go in here and preset everything.
That is
So no more
amazing.
remembering the time, temperature,
Right?
pressure. So I already have it set up at DTF. I'm doing it for 300 degrees. We have an air compressor, so we don't have to worry about the pressure. And we're going to heat press it for 12 seconds. You hit your 2 buttons.
You'll make sure your hand's not in the way.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is it's safety, so you need
Right.
both hands to actually hit the button.
Right.
And when it's done, it's going to automatically open. I do not have it on shuttle, but you can shuttle it here with the foot pedal.
A little foot
and
pedal.
it will go over. It is a
Wow.
hot peel. Voila.
Oh, that is awesome.
And
That is
now-
awesome.
We just did so no more rulers, no more fingertips, and it did that transfer for you.
That is awesome. See, that's something they never showed. I've been looking at this press for like, oh my goodness, so long. And they never told me that you can actually program that thing.
Oh, yes. So here, if we go over here, I'll bring it back over to you. So in here is all of your, this is like your control panel.
Right.
So in here is where everything's stored. And it has all HTV. I added. It also has like Transfer Express, who is also Saul's custom company.
Right.
It has all of their goof proof. You can add in, and then to here, if you just want to add any,
Add your own settings.
you can add your own settings.
Oh my goodness.
Then here, this button right here, this actually locks the heat price, so we're at a show. Nobody can go in here and touch it
wow.
and change it. This is one of my favorites. So this is your manager button. So let's say you were in a production facility and you had 3 shifts. You can put the 3 shifts in here and you can actually see who's doing what. So first shift, second shift, who's actually doing the most presses. And you can, or if it was a husband and a wife, you want to have competition and see who's heat pressing more,
Right.
you can do all that in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is your control panel, like to hook it to the Wi-Fi, hook it to the cloud.
See that, people? Oh, that's, see, you never see smoke without fire.
That is correct.
And a lot of people don't usually tell you, because I've been looking at these videos about this specific e-press or ones like this, and I've never known there's ones that you can actually program.
Yes, all of the Hotronics Fusion family it does have the built-in settings. All of the so whether it's the dual, the Air Fusion, or regular Fusion, the 360, they
Yeah, see, even, oh, you got one too. Look at it, you can program it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So any of the Fusion family you can program.
See that? They always hide some information from you, especially that. That's like a deal breaker. I'm sorry. You got me at program my own settings.
It's all programmed. You don't
You
have
know
to
what
worry
I'm
about it. Yeah, because with everything it's out in the market, whether it's vinyl, sublimation, DTF, you have to remember all the time, temperature, and pressure.
Yeah.
So by storing it in there, it's already preset, so you don't have to remember them anymore.
You don't have to.
You don't
See?
have to stumble through a book, look at a laptop. It's all pre-programmed.
Oh my goodness.
Step up your A game, step up your A game, or you'll be ashamed.